Good morning, or afternoon now, you beautiful people. So I've owned my beautiful Volkswagen Golf R32 for about a month now, and it's got a fair amount of dirt and crap on the engine bay. On how to restore some of these black plastics, get rid of all this dirt and grime, and basically just make the overall engine bay look a lot nicer and cleaner, because it is pretty grimy in here. So we're going to clean like most of these bits around here that you don't really care to see, but it's going to, if you clean it, it's going to preserve it. Bits like this up here which are absolutely disgusting, bits inside here on the scuttle, and just give it an overall nice clean. Get to the bits that you want to clean, bits down there. And in this method I'm going to be doing a completely waterless method, so I'm not going to get any water into the electrical bits of the engine. We're going to just use soapy water and some brushes for agitation, and basically have a nice clean engine bay. So let's get into that. What I mean by waterless is basically not getting a hose and completely drenching the engine in water, because we've got electrical components that I can't isolate, because in the Volkswagen R32 the battery is actually in the boot, and you have to have a special tool. I've already explained this in another video when I was doing the sub-amp install. You have to have a special tool for Volkswagens to get the battery tray or whatever it is, the cover out. So I'm literally just going to be using your mum's fairy liquid and a sprayable, washable water bottle, so you can spray it on the engine and not have to. You could use a bucket, but having it in there at hand is just a lot easier with all your other bits. So we're going to start with a dry clean. Start with a dry clean. So we're going to get a Hoover and basically hoover up all this surface crap from the engine. So let's go get the Hoover. So when you got your mum's Dyson, get like a attachment on it, so you can get down into the bits and hoover anything up you don't want to get wet. So go and plug it in and then turn it on and start hoovering your engine bay. And you can also grab a brush and start agitating any of that deeper dirt that doesn't want to come off. This is all pretty loose, so we can just hoover it up. Oh, well, so. My engine bay, you've got a pretty sizable air box which takes up most of the room and most of like areas you want to get into and clean. So what you can actually go and do is take all the bolts out for your air box, disconnect all your wires, disconnect all your air components, and get that out the way. So that's what we're going to go and do now. We've had a 10mm nut. So then we've got these bits out, which obviously are rusted and disgusting. You can see all the rust and disgustingness down there. So it also gives us a chance to clean all of that up and change that bolt and nut for future processes. But let's keep on getting this airbox out. And then we've got the airbox out. So now with that removed and the whole airbox and everything, we can actually give these a nice deep clean outside the car and not have to worry about getting in there. So we've got a lot more access to all of the pipes and everything, so we can all get those nice and clean because they're all grimy as well. So let's get into the deep dry clean still. Now we have got everything pretty much dry cleaned with the Hoover. We've gone over it, we've done all the airbox. You can actually see the numbers on the gearbox now, which you couldn't before. We've still got a lot to clean down here, so if you can see, I can literally wipe my finger full of all the grease and dirt and grime. Engine is actually pretty clean itself. Obviously, being the VR6 engine, it's got an aluminium head. Throttle body looks quite nice in there. It's quite clean inside all the pipes. But basically, we're going to get all these pipes cleaned up. So you want to grab your soapy water, hot soapy water from your mum's favourite, just any dishwash brand. This is Fairy Liquid, and just literally spray your engine down remove the microfiber before you do it. You can also use degreaser. I'm going to use a little bit degreaser to get in there as well because it's really grimy in there. You just spray everything down. Obviously engine parts are designed to be able to get a little bit wet. You don't want to get them drenched. Obviously being able to drive cars in the rain and everything, you can obviously get them a bit wet. Just don't drench them. We're just going to spray all the parts down that need cleaning. All the exterior parts as well. All underneath here, all up there. All in there, everything around here. Let's remove these from up here so I can get them from up there. And you can already see it's starting to look a tiny bit better just by spraying this. It just looks a lot more blacker, to be honest, which is nice. Don't also forget about your hood or your bonnet. Get all that nice and sprayed and wet as well. Spray it all nice and down, getting all those rubber bits all in there as well. Try and get to most of the bits you want to clean. And then once that is all sprayed down and you think you've got everything, you need to go and find yourself something to agitate all this water and soap down with. Toothbrush, a brush, a wire wall brush, anything like that, just to agitate all that dirt. So it will come back when I've agitated all this dirt. Murky stuff on it, microfiber. Give it a nice clean down and it comes out all nice and sparkly and shiny. Give it a wipe down there. With all the trim panels. These aren't the best because obviously we need to restore them. So now they're fine. Just give it all the engine bay where you completely wiped everything up on your scuttle. Give that a nice wipe down. Comes out all nice. Just give the overall engine a nice clean with microfiber, and you can see all of the dirt coming off. Because most of these hoses and all these stuffs are made out of rubber, you're going to want to get yourself some vinyl and rubber care for interior and exterior. Shake it nicely, spray it all over all the rubber bits. It's fine to spray on rubbers and faded plastics and that. And you give it a nice little buff to buff it off, and it actually says on the back, can be used to transform your engine bay. So that's what we're going to do. It's completely covered in that solution of the vinyl and rubber repair, restore, recover, whatever you want to call it. Just going to leave that to soak in all over the rubbers and over any of the exterior trims. Well, let's give this a little try in this bit here. Yeah, just buff it off. And you can already see how nice that's coming out. Look at that, very nice and clean. So let's give that about 30 seconds to dry, a minute to dry, and then buff it off with a microfiber. Should be nice and clean. Whilst our engine bay is cleaning off, come over to the airbox so it's been cleaned, and we tackle this rustiness in here along this grommet. So we get the rubber washer out, got a whole load more washers to replace it, and it's just clean all inside this rubber grommet because it is disgusting. Clean the grommet up, put some new washers in there because look at that washer compared to the new ones. And then we're going to get a new bolt to stick in there, and the airbox can go back in the engine bay. So let's get that done. And then with a bit of help trying to get the airbox back on, because I couldn't compress this clip by myself and push it on at the same time. Push it back onto the grommet, back there as well. Replace this bolt and it's not like rusty anymore. Put all your components of your airbox back in and then step back. And you've got a nice, clean engine bay. Lovely. So we've got all these hoses back to black, All of these silicone hoses back to black, all of these rubbers back to black, all of these back to black. I mean, we could go one step ahead and go one step further and get everything with a deep black to black rub, but we haven't got that much time. So for now, the cleaning is done. This is a bit grimmed up, but I'm going to look at getting a new one of these because I think it's just a cover. But yeah, half an hour to an hour and you can go from a dirty, greasy engine bay to a decently black, nice and clean one. So if you did like this video, cleaning the VR6 engine by, give it a like, give it a comment, drop us a subscribe, keep coming back for more, and we'll see you in the next one.